Hello guys. Now today we will see trapezium. Already you have studied square, rectangle and rhombus, and we have solved this exercise also. Okay. Now next one is the trapezium. Trapezium means what you know. Trapezium means if one pair of opposite side of a quadrilateral is a parallel, then that is the trapezium. Here definition is written. Here you have to write that definition in your notebook. When only one pair of opposite side of a quadrilateral is parallel, then that quadrilateral called trapezium. Draw this trapezium and write the definitions. Okay. So now in here in quadrilateral ABCD are parallel. So this is a trapezium, angle A and D, adjacent angle, and so the pair of B and C also they are adjacent angle. Okay. So now one more type of this one, isosceles trapezium. This is trapezium means only one pair is parallel, opposite sides parallel, but here non-parallel side is congruent, then that is called isosceles trapezium. This definition also you have to write with the figure. If non-parallel side of a trapezium are congruent, then the quadrilateral is called as an isosceles trapezium. And one more property is here. Write this property with the star. What is the segment joining the midpoint of non-parallel sides of a trapezium is called the median of trapezium. Any type of trapezium, if you join this midpoint, then this one midpoint. So you, if you draw that one, that is the called median of a trapezium. If we join midpoint of a non-parallel sides. So on this one, we have to see the exercise. So in that exercise is practice set 5.4. Practice set 5.4. So here three examples only. So first and third I will solve. Secondly you have to solve. Okay. And then we'll see one important theorem. So see then first example. See here. So we'll see the first one. Now here this IJKL is a trapezium. Side IJ is parallel to KL. Angle I is given 108 degree. K, this one is 53 degree. Then find the measure of J and L. Okay, angle J and angle L. So now here these two angle you have to find. Very simple solution is there. Now here in quadrilateral IJKL, which sides parallel? IJ is parallel to KL. IJ is parallel to KL. You can take any one is the transversal. Suppose we take an side. Suppose JK is the transversal. Transversal. So then what then? This is the transversal. This two parallel. This is the transversal. Like this figure come. Okay, this is the transversal. So what you can see these angles that are interior angles. So here we can say angle J plus angle K is equal to 180 degree. How it is? Here you can write the reason interior angles. Okay, so it is interior angles now. So see here, then K we know angle J plus 53 is equal to 180. So angle J is equal to 180. This 53 is plus. When it goes that side, it is minus. So angle J is equal to 10 minus 3, 7. Carry on here, 6. 8 minus 6, 2. And this is 1. So angle J, it is what? 127 degree. Okay. Now you have to find angle L. And if I side this IL is the transversal. IL is the transversal. Then what? We know these two parallel. Now we will take this side is transversal. So here angle I plus angle L, it is also 180 degree. Reason is same. What is interior angle? Okay, so I is what? 108 plus angle L we don't know, 180. So then what? This angle L is equal to 180. This 108 goes that side minus. So it is equal to, see, 180 minus 108. 2. Carry on 1 here. 8 minus 1, 7. 0. It is what? 72 degree. Means angle L is 72 degree and angle J is what? 127 degree. Very simple example. Easily you can solve. Then second one. Here quadrilateral ABCD. ABCD. BC side is smaller than AD. Okay. And BC is parallel to AD. Whatever the condition, see the diagram. Then BA, draw the diagram. Diagram is not given in the example. You have to draw using this. Side BA is congruent to side CD. Then we have to prove angle ABC is congruent to DCB. Okay. Now here, what type of this trapezium? These two sides are congruent and non-parallel. Already you have written the definition, that is isosceles trapezium. But for the proof, here we need one construction part. So here we have to draw perpendicular like this. Okay. Suppose this perpendicular bisect each other, E and F. Okay. So now here constructed part. So you write it, construction. Draw segment BE perpendicular to side AD and segment CF also perpendicular to side AD of this trapezium. Okay. So now in the proof, we have to write the proof of this theorem. So now for this, we have to show these angles are congruent, ABC and DCB. So how to show? For that, what things needed, that part here we have to write. Okay. So here we draw the perpendicular on this. So here can we say, here see now in the proof, segment BE is perpendicular to side AD and segment CF is perpendicular to also side AD. This is what? By construction. Here you have to write the reason, by construction. So can we say this is, this BE is equal to CF directly? How can you judge? So here we can say distance between two parallel lines. We know if two parallel lines like this, then these distances are same. So this is the distance between two parallel lines, BC parallel to AD, and this is perpendicular. So this is the distance between two parallel lines. Suppose this is first one. Okay. So then in triangle BEA, this is perpendicular, no? Now consider these two triangle. Triangle BEA and triangle CFD. Now we have to show these two triangles are congruent. Then how we can show? See here, this is hypotenuse, segment BA, or you can say AB. BA is congruent to segment CD. It is what? Given. That is given. Okay. It is given in the example. Then this perpendicular is same. BE and CF are congruent. Segment BE is congruent to segment CF. How it is? From first. Already we shown in first. And this angle is what? What about this angle? BEA. is equal to PEA is equal to CFD is what? 90 degree. Already perpendicular, no? So it is 90 degree. So now see, this is right angle triangle. You know the test of congruency. We shown hypotenuse is congruent and one side is congruent. So can we say directly this triangle BEA is congruent to triangle CFD by hypotenuse side test. We can say by hypotenuse side test these two are congruent. So here can we say these two angles are congruent? BAE, this one BAE is congruent to angle CDF. Yes, we can say corresponding angle of congruent triangle BAE CDF. So can we say this BAE as a BAD? Therefore, angle BAE, instead of E, you can take D, because we have to consider this whole quadrilateral for the proof, this one. Okay. BAD is congruent to CDF. Instead of CDF, we can say CDA. Angle CDA. So this is how we can written this one AE instead of this one, because E is between A and D, and this F is also between A and D. Betweenness we can write by the betweenness. So this is suppose second equation. Okay. Now here we have to see how we can show this one. These two angles are congruent. Okay. So side BC is parallel to AD. BC is parallel to AD. Here we can see. For our judgment, we can take again this trapezium here. So by the figure easily you will understand. Here we drawn the perpendicular. So what name we taken? ABCD. These two sides are congruent. Here this is perpendicular. So it is what? EF. EF. Okay. So we shown these two angles are congruent. Which one? BAD and CDF. Now here BF segment or side is BC. Sorry, BC is parallel to side AD. This is given. Na? This is given. Okay. So now this is the, and AB is the transfer. If we take an AB is the transversal and AB is the transversal. Okay. So can we say here angle ABC plus angle BAD is 180 degree. This is parallel. This is the transversal. So we can take these two angle. How it is? Interior angle. Interior angle. Suppose this is third. And if we taken, suppose again BC is parallel to AD, and now you take CD is the transversal and CD is the transversal. So angle BCD plus ADC, this is also 180. How? Here also the reason, interior angles. Suppose this is equation number 4. See the equation 3rd and 4, right hand side same, 180, 180. So automatically left hand side same. So here we can say ABC plus BAD, this one understood, 180, 180. The sum of these two is 180. The sum of these two is 180, means both are same. So it is left hand side also same. So is equal to BCD plus ADC. But see here, these two angles already we shown congruent. Which two angles? BAD and CDA in second. BAD, this one, and CDA. These two angles are congruent in second we shown. If these two congruent automatically cancel, so what remain? Therefore angle ABC is equal to angle BCD. These two are same. So here you can use this equation from second, because these two are equal, then that is automatically gone. So it's gone. So ABC is equal to BCD. DCB means BCD. So if these two are same, so here we can say angle ABC is congruent to angle DCB. You can write BCD or DCB, both are same, is the proof of this theorem. So what we shown? These two angles are congruent, these base two angles are congruent. Okay. Now, so one important theorem here you have to study. So see, already we have solved these two examples. Which one? First and third. Second you have to solve. For the second you have to use this proof. Right, like this figure, draw the perpendicular, write the proof, then show this angle are congruent, this angle are congruent, whole proof, and then put that value. What is? A is given 72. Suppose this is 72 degree, and then find B and D. Show first these two angle congruent, these two are congruent. So this is parallel, transversal, so interior angle you can say. When you shown these two are congruent, then you can say this is 72, then this one also 72. Then again take the addition of these two, 180, because this is parallel, transversal, so 180, then this one 72, then this one 72. So you can find this, but don't write directly. Using the proof, first show this angle congruent to this. In first equation already we shown, in third example. Then this is 72, then this is 72. That is enough. Then you take BC is parallel to AD. This is the transversal. So sum of these two is 180. So find B. And this one sum of 2 is 180. Find C. Okay. The next one we have to see the very important theorem, that is midpoint theorem. So we will see the proof directly. Now see here. Here I have drawn the diagram. So you have to also draw this one, but using pencil. Now here, what is the statement? Using the statement you have to write given thing and proof, and if construction required, then write the construction. See the proof how to write. What is the statement? The segment joining midpoint. Segment joining midpoint of any two sides of triangle. This is given. Means in triangle ABC, using this statement and diagram you have to write this one. In triangle, which midpoint? Point P is the midpoint of side AB and Q is the midpoint of side AC. Okay, this is given. What we have to prove? Means to prove, see here, is parallel to third side. Means segment joining this midpoint is parallel to third side. Which third side? This one. First part here you have to prove PQ is parallel to BC. Okay. Here you can say segment PQ is parallel to side BC. Second one, what? Parallel to third side and half of it. This is parallel to third side, and also this PQ is half of third side, means half of BC. These two parts you have to prove. So for this you need the construction. So what the constructions here? I will show in the same figure, then you will understand. Extend this PQ up to the point R. Okay. Such that these two parts are congruent. Then join this segment CR. What I says? Extend this PQ up to the point R such that these two parts are equal. Means this PQ is congruent to QR. Afterward, what you have to do? Join CR. You write that construction. What done? Construction you done here. Extend segment PQ up to the point R such that such that this PQ is equal to QR. Then after that what? Join segment CR. Okay, this is constructed part. Then you have to write proof of this theorem. So how to write the proof of this theorem? In the proof, this part you have to show PQ is parallel to BC and also PQ is half of the BC. So first one, we'll see that these two triangle in triangle AQP and CQR. AQP and CQR. Show that congruent part in this two triangle. What is congruent? See here. This part and this part and this part is congruent. Segment AQ is congruent to segment QC. It is given na? In this two triangle. See, this is same symbol, so congruent. Then segment PQ is congruent to segment QR. Here what is the reason? By construction. And this angle congruent, can you say these two angles are congruent? See, by what reason? AQP is congruent to angle CQR. Here vertically opposite angles. So see, this side and one included angle. We shown the congruent. So can we say this triangle AQP is congruent to triangle CQR by which test? Yes, yes, test. Two sides and one included angle. Okay, we shown these two triangles are congruent. So if these two triangles are congruent, so can we say these two angles are congruent? See, angle PAQ is congruent to angle QCR. This congruent to this angle. Corresponding angle of congruent triangle. Suppose this is first. Okay. Now see, these two angles are congruent. So what type of this angle? Can we say then AP? Therefore, segment AP is parallel to segment CR. See, this one we shown like this, no? This angle and this angle is congruent in this one. PAQ. PA here AQ. Okay. And then we says, either here Q and here C. And then QCR, this angle. So what type of this angle? Alternate angle. If alternate angles congruent, then these are parallel. Okay. If segment AP is parallel to CR, so can we say segment AB, this one is parallel to CR. Reason, P is in between A and B. This P is in between A and B. So we can say AB is parallel to CR. But we know here AP is equal to PB. Here AP is equal to PB, midpoint given, and we shown this AP is equal to CR here also. See here, AP is equal to CR. This one is parallel, so this AB is parallel to CR. So now these two parts are congruent, AP and PB. AP is equal to PB. First one, here we shown AP is equal to PB is equal to CR. How this one? AP and CR is congruent? Because AP is equal to CR. This is corresponding side of congruent triangle. Because already we shown these two triangles are congruent, no? So their corresponding sides are also congruent. So AP is equal to CR. Now here see in the figure, AP is equal to PB. So here we can say PB is parallel to CR. So in quadrilateral PRCB, PRCB, see here, PRCB, we shown PB is parallel to RC. PB is parallel to RC. Okay. This is. And how? Because AP is parallel to this one. So PB, AB is parallel to CR. We'll already written AB. So here we can say AB is parallel. So PB on the AB, this PB. So PB is also parallel to RC. And PB is equal to RC. If opposite sides are parallel and opposite sides are congruent, then what we say? Therefore, PRCB is a parallelogram. Parallelogram. So, here can we say then remaining two sides also parallel? Yes, automatically. Therefore, segment PR, this PR is parallel to BC. How? Opposite sides of a parallelogram. See, PR is parallel to BC. So can we say PQ is parallel to BC? Yes, because Q is in between P and R. So therefore, segment PQ is parallel to side BC. Reason is what? This Q is between P and R. Q is in between P and R. So first part is proved. See, PQ is parallel to BC. PQ is parallel to BC. Now, one more thing. Here, if this is parallelogram, so can we say PR is equal to BC? PR is equal to BC. Yes. What the reason? Opposite sides of a parallelogram. We know opposite sides parallel also and congruent also. So this PR is equal to, see here, this PR, half of this PR is equal to, can we take PQ? PQ is equal to half of PR. How we can take half of this? PQ is half of, because these two parts are equal, means Q is a midpoint. So this PQ is half of PR. Okay. So if PQ is half of PR and this PR side is equal to BC, this PR is equal to the BC. Suppose this is the equation second, suppose. So can we say this PQ is equal to half of, this PQ is equal to half of BC. If PQ is equal to half of PR, then we can say this PQ is also half of BC. Why? Because PR and BC are same from second. Okay. So both the part we have proved. This PQ is half of BC, and also we shown what? This PR is parallel to the BC. See, PR is parallel to BC, means PQ is parallel to BC. We shown first part, and also this PQ is half of the BC. This is the required proof. So study it properly and write in your notebook. Okay. So you can see I already have proved that theorem. So you can see in the book also this theorem. Total proof is there. Study it properly and write in your notebook. Okay. So this is the today's assignment. You complete whatever be the lesson. You studied the examples, theorems, and one example is remain in that exercise. That is for assignment. Complete it. Then afterward we will see the next exercise.